Let's talk about something that doesn't get said out loud very often in the nanny world, but that many experienced nannies quietly recognize. Being a good nanny isn't always enough. Over the years, I've worked with many career nannies who are truly incredible at what they do. They're attentive, nurturing, reliable, and deeply invested in the children that they care for. And yet, some of them still find themselves in the roles that don't feel sustainable, or that eventually come to an end in ways that they didn't expect. What's important to say here is that this doesn't mean something is wrong with the nanny. In many cases, it's not about effort, skill, or dedication at all. It's about the structure of the role or the lack of structure and how expectations and boundaries evolve over time. A pattern I've noticed across different placements is that when expectations aren't clearly defined from the beginning, or when they shift without being talked through, the nanny often ends up absorbing that uncertainty emotionally. Not because anyone intends to harm, but because the role itself is so personal and so intertwined with family life. Being kind, loving, and flexible is a beautiful part of this work, but kindness alone doesn't protect a nanny from burnout if the job itself isn't clearly outlined. Flexibility doesn't protect a nanny if it slowly turns into being expected to adapt constantly without support or clarity. And emotional investment in the children doesn't protect a nanny if the professional side of the role is never fully acknowledged. The nanny industry is unique because it lives at the intersection of personal and professional. When those two aspects are balanced well, the relationship can be incredibly rewarding for everyone involved. But when professionalism is missing, even if unintentionally, the emotional weight of that imbalance is often lands on the nanny. Many nannies find themselves trying to read the minds instead of being given expectations. They're adjusting on the fly instead of being included in clear conversations, and they're often described as easygoing when what's really happening is that boundaries are slowly becoming less defined. That doesn't mean that the nanny is doing something wrong. It often means that the role itself needs more clarity, more communication, and more structure to be sustainable long term. Understanding industry standards, contracts, boundaries, and communication isn't about being rigid or difficult. It's about protecting the relationship and protecting yourself so that you can continue doing this work with joy, confidence, and longevity. If you've ever felt like you were giving your best and still ending up exhausted, uncertain, or questioning yourself, you're not alone, and it doesn't mean that you're not good at what you do. Sometimes being a good nanny simply isn't meant to stand on its own without the right framework around it. I'm currently working on resources specifically designed to support nannies in navigating this industry with a bit more clarity and more confidence. More coming on that soon.